Hey everyone, it's been a minute since I've been able to record anything in here because this project that I'm working on right now, which is rebuilding the floor where I'm standing, involved excavating all of the dirt that the building lifting crew left here, a lot of dirt and gravel, which in Vermont in the winter is not something that's easy to do. So I had to wait until it warmed up a little bit, and even then a lot of the ground was still frozen, so I had to kind of chip away at it a little bit at a time. But the digging is essentially done. We've done a little bit of prep work. Noah has been really helpful in this. Now it's a matter of putting in a new floor. This is kind of a new thing for me. It's essentially the same concept as building a deck, except we're going to put a layer of 10mm rubber sheeting under everything, and then insulate in between the joists. The insulation's sort of pointless right now because none of the rest of the building is insulated. But as we go, and as I keep improving this building, a big part of it is improving the insulation. So better to do that now while we can, and do that. So the next thing we got to do is get the last little bit of digging done, which is just scraping up a few little pieces here and there. Then we can start putting in the rubber sheeting. There's this. Oh, that's incredibly annoying. It's folding on itself, which means we have to unroll the entire thing. All right, well, nothing for it. All right, so in Noah's words, we've essentially created the world's worst indoor pool. But that should be a nice watertight seal for the bottom of the joist. So now we just got to start putting the joists in. Should be fun. Oh, a solid floor feels so good.
Yeah, after all that digging, yeah.
It's a floor! It's been 8 months, but we have a floor!
Woo!
Literal jumping for joy. Alright. Let's chill up everything. Let's pray to the measure. No! Because Because I mean, there can be a little bit of a gap, but just for the sake of trying it, let's rotate it 90, do it long ways. I'll do whatever. And if we're gonna have to cut a decent chunk off anyway, then I'd rather do a short bit like that. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a nap on this.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's push it in this way. I'll mark where the end of the joist is, and then I can cut a straight line in between. How's it going? Oh, that will never not be funny. All right. A floor. It's a very ugly floor, but it's a floor. Awesome! We got a row of floorboards in, man. That's very exciting. We'll see how catastrophic this gets as we go, but. After a solid afternoon's work, we got just a bit less than half of it done. So over the next week or so, I'm going to keep puttering away at this, and then hopefully next time Noah's able to head over, we can get her finished. Really getting there. About 3 more rows of normal planking to go down. Yeah, I came out, did about a couple hours a day when work allowed. And pretty much got through all of it without too much hassle. Yeah, the lines aren't perfectly straight, you know, the floor isn't perfectly flat, but it's a damn sight better than a dirt hole, which is what it was a month ago. So I'm pretty pleased on the whole. So I've been procrastinating this last part, this transition between the old floor and the new floor, for a long time, because as you can see, it's gonna be weird, no matter what I do. The old floor is bowed down at the ends, it's higher in the middle. I think that's just the way the building is settled and the way it's built. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is try to fill in this void with some scrap plywood as best I can, get everything up to this level, where this piece of plywood is. Which most of the floor kind of behind the camera to that end, for the most part, is. And then I'll just have to plane down the difference to try to smooth it out a little bit. It's going to be a little janky no matter what I do, just by virtue of trying to mesh something that's relatively flat and straight with something that is not even remotely flat and straight. But we're going to see how it pans out, and hopefully it looks at least halfway reasonable. So I've got pretty much what I think is the last row of full normal flooring on it. Originally I was going to try to wedge something underneath this last board here, but I'm thinking it might be easier actually to fit a piece that I planed down and test the fit a little bit underneath it. Far side over here might just have to wait. There's a lot of obstructions in the way over here, this beam, this pole, all this stuff that is just kind of causing problems, not to mention the fact that the plywood subfloor that I guess the previous owners put in, that's probably about an inch gap in height from this board to this board, which is obviously not really where I want to be. So this section might just have to wait till a later time, but what I'm going to do tomorrow is try to get everything from this point to that wall, hopefully, installed, planed in. I went ahead and picked up a power planer, so I'm going to give that a try to get at least remove the severe tripping hazard, make it a moderate tripping hazard. So this is sort of what I've come up with for most of this gradient that I've had to create here. So right in the center of the shop, where it's more or less level with the old floor, that was easy. I just cut a strip that fit in the gap, so that should go right in. Pretty much no extra work besides maybe some sanding required there. And then from here it starts getting a little kooky. So you can see I've got a spacer. Now this is at the same level as the new floor, but a little bit higher than the old floor. And so what I did was I tried to cut this in a taper that sort of followed the grain of the old wood. Doesn't have to be perfect, but got it sort of close. And then this broadens out and should be close-ish to flush with most of the center board here. This part's popping out a little bit. I just need to put in a bigger nail, so that won't be as high. And then over here, where it's pretty much a full overlap, I'll have another board connected, and then we're just going to power plane all of that and try to make it at least relatively sloped and relatively even. My mom was up for a weekend and helped me put the first coat of oil on the floor, which was very helpful. We did unfortunately hear a car accident, as you're about to see.
What the hell was that?
Car accident.
Oh my god, that sounded terrible.
Why don't you close that up? Fortunately, the first responders were already on the scene in the minute or so that it took us to get from my shop up to where the accident happened. Everyone was okay, no serious injuries. Pretty mangled looking cars. All in all, not too bad. It's the morning after we applied the Danish oil. The lighting's a little better in here, so I figured I would come and show you what it looks like. As you can see, it's very nice. Needs at least one more coat, maybe two if I can squeeze enough oil out of the cans I have. But in the interest of getting this video out to you, I figured I would save you the trouble of watching me put more oil on a floor, because I know that's not the exact enthralling content you're subscribed for. So, without any further ado, I will go ahead and get this finished up, and I will get this video edited and out. Thank you all very much if you've made it to this point in the video. I'm excited to get the shop a little more organized and get it going now that I have access to a third of the building again. And yeah, hopefully the videos will be coming out a little bit more frequently as the weather gets better and we can see some real progress starting to happen. Thank you all again for watching, and I look forward to continuing this project with you.